Okay, we will solve this one dimensional truss problem. Okay, we will model this 3-member truss. Okay, the area of cross section for all the members is 2000 millimeter square. The Young's modulus is 200 GPa and the dimensions are provided over here. Okay, 4000 millimeter and 3000 millimeter. So we'll create 3 nodes, then create these 3 link elements and try to apply the boundary conditions and get the answer. So let's get started. First is the 4 steps: clear and start new. The name of the job: Truss Analysis. I'll change the directory to specified directory and change the title. Truss Analysis example. Okay, preferences I will give as structural. Then I'll select the element. Since it's a truss analysis, so I have to select the link element. Okay, 3D finite strain 180. Okay, 3D finite strain 180. So this is link 180 element. Okay, it supports, in this particular software it supports 3 degrees of freedom. Okay, all the translational degrees of freedom. So across x, across y, across z, all the translations. Okay, there are no rotations in this link element. We'll give material properties: material model, structural, linear, elastic, isotropic. Okay, we'll keep length unit as millimeter and force unit as Newton. So we'll define 2E5 as the Young's modulus in Newton per millimeter square. Poisson's ratio is 0.3. I'll say OK. Close this. Then we need to give the cross section area. Okay, cross section area. So that can be given from sections. Okay, you can come to link and you can say add. You have to provide a section ID over here. So I will say section ID as 1. Okay, I will provide some section name as area 1, A1, and write the section area or link area. Cross section area is 2000 millimeter square. Okay, 2000 millimeter square, and tension key, let it be tension and compression both, whatever is default. Okay, we don't have to add any mass per unit length. Okay, so area can be added like this. So I'll just say OK. Okay, I'll go to modeling. Then I have to create first 3 key points, then 3 lines. So I'll go to first active coordinate system. Key point number 1 at 0, 0, 0. I will say apply. Key point number 2 will be at 4000, 0, 0. I'll say apply. And key point number 3 will be at 4000, 3000, 0. So I'll say apply, and then I'll say cancel. Okay, so I have these 1, 2 and 3 key points. Okay, I'll join these key points by lines. So a line between key point number 1 and key point number 2, second line between key point number 2 and key point number 3, and third line between key point number 1 and key point number 3. I'll say OK. Okay, now the geometry is ready. We need to mesh this geometry, and it is very important while meshing is to provide the discretization parameter, that is size control parameters. So size control, manual size, lines, I will say on all lines. Okay, since we are dealing with a link element, okay, it is very important to give the number of element divisions as well. Okay, all the time we need to specify the number of element divisions as far as link element is 1. Okay, we are not going to further subdivide the link element. Okay, so whatever line we have drawn will be entirely called as one element. And then I will go to mesh, lines, and here I can say pick all. So now what will happen, I will be creating 3 nodes and 3 elements. Okay, so just to confirm that, go to plot controls, numbering. Okay, switch on the node number and element number. When I say OK, you can see this is node number 1, node number 2, this is element number 1, this is node number 2, node number 3, this is element number 2, this is node number 1, this is node number 3, this is element number 3. So we have created 3 elements. Okay, now the geometrical setup, the pre-processing stage is over. Okay, solutions. Okay, again the analysis is going to be static analysis. Define loads. We need to now define the support conditions and the applied loads. So apply structural displacement on key points. Remember, this first key point is a hinge support, but since link doesn't have any rotational degrees of freedom, so it will be eventually acting as a fixed support. Okay, so I am going to apply, constrain all the degrees of freedom with 0 and say apply. And this particular node is, or key point is, a roller support. So in roller support we know that only UI is constrained. Okay, UI is constrained, so I am going to only constrain UI and I'll say OK. So this is all the translational degrees of freedom are constrained, and here only translational degree of freedom in terms of Y direction is concerned. Okay, now we are ready to apply the forces. So force on key points, on key point number 3. Remember, Fx here is 15 kilonewton, so this direction is positive, and 20 kilonewton in the downward direction, so that is negative Y direction, and this is positive X direction. So Fx 15 kilonewton, so this is positive, so this gets applied, and again I will select this node and I will say Fy minus 20 kilonewton, so minus 20,000 Newton, and I will say OK. So the downward direction force also got applied. Now the problem setup is complete and we can solve the problem. So we'll come to solve, current load step, and then I'll say OK. Solution is done. Okay, we can go to general post processor for viewing results. So plot results, deform shape, deform plus undeform. This is how it is going to deform. Okay, we can also switch on the effect of real constant. So go to plot controls, style, size and shape, and switch on the effect of element shapes based on real constant, and this is how the area will be getting considered. Okay, area of the element will be getting considered. You can also have a nodal solution, and in that DOF solution, displacement vector sum. So the total deflection is maximum is 0.525 millimeter. Okay, then list results, and in list results we can go to reaction solution and select all items, say OK, and here you will get the reactions. So at node number 1, Fx that we get is minus 15,000. Fx that we get is minus 15,000, so it balances. Okay, it balances. We have a positive Fx applied on node 3, which is 15 kilonewton, and on node 1 we are getting a negative 15 kilonewton, so that balances the X forces. Okay, and it also balances the Y directional forces, 20 kilonewton in the downward direction. Okay, 20 kilonewton in the downward direction. So at node number 1 we have a downward direction reaction which is minus 11.25 kilonewton, and on node number 2 we have a positive direction reaction, that is plus 31.25 kilonewton. Just to confirm the answers, we have the answers over here. So R1 is minus 11.25, okay, and R2 is minus 15 kilonewton, and R4 is 31.25 kilonewton. So as far as the answers are concerned, the answers are exactly matching with the theoretical answers that we have got. Okay, so that is as far as the reaction solution is concerned.